All right, lastly here, a student conducts a chromatography experiment and needs to prepare 100 milliliters of a 0.340 molar NaCl to use as a solvent. Calculate the mass of solid NaCl needed to prepare 100 milliliters of the 0.34 molar NaCl. So, again, another molarity problem. So we're going to take 0.34 for our molarity, 0.100 liters. We can solve for moles that way. So 0.1 times 0.340. It's going to give me 0.034 moles of NaCl. And just simply a molar conversion. So 1 mole, 58.44. Again, it's pretty easy in terms of, there are times it's just asking you to go through and do some simple molar conversions here. 3 sig figs, so 1.99 grams of NaCl. Okay. Again, simple enough. Let's move on. Down here below it says, in the following table, briefly describe the steps necessary to prepare 100 milliliters of a 0.34 molar NaCl solution. Okay, so here's our lab question for the day here. So, weighing scoop to measure the correct mass of NaCl on the balance. Remember that when we do this, we are going to be utilizing a 100 milliliter volumetric flask. So, in this case, what we're going to do here is we are going to obtain 100 milliliter volumetric flask. We're going to fill volumetric flask half full of distilled water. We're going to follow the procedure, swirl the mixture to dissolve the NaCl, and then what we're going to do is we're going to fill the volumetric flask to the fill line with H2O. Okay, or you could say 100 milliliter line. You could use a pipette for this, okay, just to make sure that you're kind of fine tuning it, but all that perfectly acceptable here. And then stop or invert the mixture a couple times. Okay, so again, we're making a solution here. Describe how you make a solution. Make sure that you use the volumetric flask. Make sure that you fill it half full of water. Add, oh, I forgot to add the NaCl. What a silly goose I am. Be very difficult to make a solution of NaCl without actually adding in the NaCl. So, obtain a 100 milliliter volumetric flask, fill halfway full to the distilled water, and then add the NaCl. Swirl mixture to dissolve the solid NaCl, fill the volumetric flask to the fill line with H2O. To the 100 milliliter line, and then use the stopper and invert until you are done. So let's continue. All right, student uses NaCl solvent. Separate mixtures of compounds X and Y in chromatography experiment. After 30 minutes, student removes the chromatography paper and the results are shown below. A second student conducts the same chromatography experiment but removes the chromatography paper chamber 15 minutes instead of 30 minutes. Predict the effect it would have on the separation distance between the compounds in X and Y in the new experiment. Okay, so both these compounds, we're trying to separate a mixture of X and Y, so they're going to start both right there on that line. If this is after 30 minutes, if 15 minutes, I'm going to use a different color for this. I'm going to use blue. 15 minutes, they're not going to be as far apart. They're going to be further down on the line here. So the effect between the distance is the distance going to be shorter. And the reason being really is they have less time to separate. Both start at the same point. On start line. So really the separation would be less. Again, just abbreviating what I would probably normally go through and write just to keep this a manageable time here. So as I go through and take a look here, I think that's it. Yeah, end of exam. Okay, so I've gone through, this is the best of my ability to go through and answer some of these questions here. My first thoughts are this is fairly tame for what I've experienced in an AP exam before, or what I've seen from previous AP exams. I didn't find anything too terribly difficult. That Lewis structure problem was a little bit challenging. Some of the electrochemistry was a little bit challenging, and some of the thermal chemistry I think was a little bit challenging. But other than that, really didn't feel like it was very challenging here. Maybe a 3 out of 10 in terms of difficulty, maybe a 4 for some of the other problems, but I said, I've only been teaching this for 5 years. This is one of the easier free response sections I think I've encountered. So with that being said, again, I went through the best of my ability. Hopefully things turn out well here. Hopefully this helped you a little bit in going through and trying to get a better understanding of my thought process as we go through free response questions. But yeah, like I said, I didn't think it was that terribly difficult, provided that you have a really good explanation, you know what you're doing. Again, I did abbreviate, I did shorthand here, but overall, in terms of the entire experimental difficulty, I did not see in terms of the entire exam difficulty, I didn't see anything here that really stuck out as, wow, this is the really challenging part here. So again, my word, other people may think very differently here, but again, it's probably one of my longer videos. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Hopefully you've watched this through the end here. If you did, check out some of my other videos. I'm happy to share as much information as I can. Still growing, still learning as an educator. So, give me time to do what I do here. But appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you soon. Bye, everyone.